This week, robotics hit several major milestones that honestly blur the line between what we thought was impossible and what's actually happening right now. A four-legged machine executed parkour-level movements that challenge our assumptions about robot athleticism. Boston Dynamics unveiled Atlas performing construction tasks in open environments without safety barriers. Unitree demonstrated vertical climbing capabilities using Gecko foot technology. Tesla previewed hand dexterity improvements that suggest we're finally getting closer to genuine human-like manipulation. A modular serpentine robot proved it could find its way through wreckage without any map input. Japan introduced a robot hand capable of detecting texture, heat, and surface pressure with genuine sensitivity. UC Berkeley's latest work shows robots adapting to brand new terrain types in under 10 minutes. Harvard created a robot so small it's barely visible to the naked eye. A multi-robot system achieved coordinated movement without a central command authority. And just this week, a rover smashed previous records crossing one of Earth's toughest landscapes. It's a lot to process, which is exactly why we should dig in. MIT's Biomimetic Robotics Lab created a four-legged platform that performs movements most people assumed would take decades to achieve. This particular system demonstrated something unusual. It could launch between elevated platforms, scramble up walls, and recalculate its trajectory while airborne. Traditional quadrupeds operate like they're following a script, every step predetermined, every angle locked in. This one functioned differently. The research team built in a framework that decouples planning from execution. Instead of hard-coding the exact motion for every single jump, the control system learns fundamental movement patterns and then modifies them based on real-time feedback about ground conditions. Hydraulic actuators with adjustable stiffness form the muscular system. The variable stiffness serves a specific purpose. It allows the robot to absorb landing forces and maintain equilibrium without damaging the mechanical structure. What stands out most is how it knows where it is. Without cameras or external markers, the robot maintains awareness of its position and orientation. Accelerometers, gyroscopes, and position sensors throughout its joints feed constant information back to the brain. MIT's team views this as just the beginning. Future versions will likely include upper body components capable of grabbing and manipulating objects while the legs maintain locomotion. The broader insight extends beyond this specific machine. Instead of trying to program a robot for every possible scenario, you can teach it core principles and let it adjust. Boston Dynamics published footage showing an updated Atlas version doing something previously considered risky, working around human workers without isolation barriers. Traditional industrial robots stay cordoned off. Proximity to humans triggers emergency stops. This system operates differently. It can maneuver in shared spaces because the control architecture responds rapidly to changing conditions. The hybrid approach pairs learning-based leg movement with classical control for arm tasks. This combination matters because construction sites are unpredictable environments with uneven surfaces, debris, and human presence. The response speed to unexpected obstacles sits around 40 milliseconds. That's quick enough to prevent injury if something enters the danger zone unexpectedly. But context matters. The current deployment still requires active human monitoring. An operator watches the bot's decisions, and safety overrides can interrupt the system if something appears wrong. Full autonomy? That's not here yet. The company frames this as semi-autonomous operation in carefully instrumented spaces with human supervision maintained. Comparing a compelling demo to actual unsupervised construction site deployment reveals a significant gap. The technology works within defined parameters. Push beyond those parameters and the picture becomes less clear. Unitree tackled wall climbing by mimicking how geckos actually stay attached to surfaces. Unlike conventional approaches that rely on suction or chemical adhesives, geckos exploit physics at the molecular level. Van der Waals forces, essentially electromagnetic attraction between atoms, are what keep them stuck. This approach is elegant for a simple reason. It's reversible, durable, and it requires nothing but contact. The quadrupedal platform achieved successful vertical movement on varied surfaces: polished glass, weathered concrete, textured wood. Speed was modest at 0.3 meters per second, but for inspection and monitoring applications, this trade-off makes sense. The adhesive pads themselves never degrade, they consume no electricity to activate, and they function across almost any texture type. Stanford researchers published data on the control strategy, revealing something surprising. The system doesn't rely on advanced sensors. 4 pressure sensors under each foot communicate adhesion quality to the movement algorithm. When one pad loses grip, the others compensate immediately. The prototype carries around 5 kilograms and can manage approximately 2 kilograms of additional load. Inspection work, bridges, power infrastructure, disaster assessment suddenly becomes more feasible. But adhesion pads have constraints. Environmental temperature affects performance. Material degradation happens gradually. 2-year deployment timelines suggest commercial availability isn't far away. Tesla published video documentation of an updated humanoid hand that exhibits smooth, naturalistic grasping behavior. The system features 11 movable joints per side, combining motorized linkages with tendon-based mechanisms. The significant advancement concerns sensory feedback. Fingertips and palms incorporate distributed pressure sensors built from polymer materials. These sensors detect force magnitude, surface movement, and tactile information like texture and material properties. During demonstrations, the robotic hand handled items across a difficulty spectrum, delicate eggs through slippery metallic components. Real-time grip adjustment occurred without breaking objects or dropping items. The fundamental principle: biological hands don't consciously regulate pressure. Nerves constantly transmit sensory data, and the motor system responds automatically and continuously. Tesla's implementation mirrors this biological pattern artificially. Engineering teams working in humanoid robotics recognize distributed tactile sensing as the distinction between robots appearing graceful versus robots that perform gracefully. The problem facing developers involves sensor lifespan. Thousands of grasping cycles create mechanical stress on sensing elements. The prototype currently sustains approximately 50,000 grasps before sensor degradation becomes noticeable. Industrial applications can tolerate this figure. Long-term household deployment requires significant improvement in durability. Carnegie Mellon's robotics division built a segmented robot, essentially a mechanical snake, that navigated collapsed structures and debris fields without relying on preloaded maps or outside guidance systems. The architecture uses modular segments, each containing its own actuator network. During trials, the system entered spaces filled with scattered wreckage, gaps, and unstable ground. The task: find an exit. Traditional mobile robotics relies on 2 strategies: either encode a map beforehand or build one using vision while moving. This platform uses neither approach. Instead, it processes immediate sensory input, contact pressure, body position awareness, and generates movement commands through a learned sensory motor mapping. The robot essentially navigates through contact and experience rather than visual representation. Advantages emerge clearly in certain environments. Dust clouds render cameras useless. LiDAR bounces off obstacles and fails. Touch-based orientation continues functioning regardless. A series of 30 different maze configurations tested the system. Success rate on first attempt reached 85%. Failure instances typically involve the robot getting trapped in dead-end passages requiring backtracking. Imperfection, yes, but impressive for a system encountering each environment for the first time. Search and rescue operations in collapsed buildings, infrastructure damage assessment, exploration in visually degraded conditions. These applications benefit immediately. Tokyo Institute of Technology created a soft hand with genuine tactile capability. Not mere sensing, but integrated touch feedback approaching human sensitivity levels. The skin material is a gelatin-based composition embedded with microscopic pressure elements. Temperature detection sensitivity reaches 0.1 degrees Celsius. Pressure threshold, 1 gram of force. Texture differentiation works through dynamic contact patterns. Demonstrations showed the robot identifying objects through touch alone, with visual input disabled. Silk versus cotton became distinguishable. Wet surfaces registered differently from dry ones. The robot could even detect a pulse from a living subject. Why this matters? Robots operate mostly blind to tactile information. Vision dominates their sensory hierarchy, but humans don't function that way. Close your eyes and reach into an unknown drawer. Touch tells you what's inside. Most robots can't match that capability. The gelatin matrix possesses self-healing characteristics. Small cuts or punctures seal themselves over several hours. Through mechanical testing, the material endured 100,000 contact events without sensitivity loss. Real-world deployment becomes feasible. Integration presents the primary obstacle. Processing this volume of tactile data requires computational resources. External hardware currently handles the processing load, but embedded systems are under development. Environments where vision fails, underwater work, low light conditions, complete darkness. These become accessible to robots once this sensing capability becomes portable. UC Berkeley demonstrated a quadrupedal platform capable of learning new terrain types within a 6-minute window. Most robotics workflows involve extensive simulation training before real-world deployment. This method inverts that process. The system gets placed into an unfamiliar environment, sand, gravel, carpet, any surface, and performs random experimental movements. The control architecture measures movement efficiency and adjusts parameters rapidly. 6 minutes of exploratory behavior yields learned terrain-specific characteristics. The identical robot then operates on completely different surfaces without retraining. This represents a significant shift because unpredictability defines real-world deployment. Simulation never captures everything. But if adaptation happens in minutes rather than days, robots become useful in environments that change or vary. Computation happens entirely on board. No external computers necessary. Battery efficiency improves. Deployment flexibility increases. The system underwent evaluation across 15 terrain types, with 90+% efficiency achieved consistently within the 6-minute adaptation period. Researchers suggest this methodology transfers across robotic categories: legged systems, flying platforms, aquatic robots, anything with multiple actuators requiring varied terrain response. The principle generalizes beyond legs. Harvard's engineering group created a functional robot at millimeter scale. All components, motors, joints, control mechanisms, fit within a space equivalent to table salt. Movement capability exists. The system can sense basic stimuli. Programmed sequences execute. Applications might seem theoretical initially, but practical use cases exist. Cardiovascular navigation for targeted drug administration. Tissue repair procedures. Microscopic environment exploration. Miniature robot swarms. The fundamental challenge: power delivery. Millimeter-scale machines cannot carry conventional batteries. External electromagnetic fields activate current prototypes. Wireless operation becomes feasible. But control remains limited. Approximately 20 pre-programmed behavioral sequences work currently. Real-time remote operation at this scale remains in development phases. Material science creates possibilities. The robot structure uses a photosensitive hydrogel that contracts and expands through light triggers or chemical activation. Essentially programmable material at the microscale. Harvard's timeline estimates commercial medical applications 5 to 10 years away. Research deployment might occur within 2 years. But practical applications demand addressing a specific question: what problems truly require millimeter-scale robots? Modern surgical techniques accomplish complex procedures with smaller, minimally invasive tools. Nanoparticle-based drug delivery exists, so identifying genuine utility beyond "we can build it" remains an open question. The engineering achievement itself, however, deserves recognition. Radboud University published results from a 100-unit drone swarm operating without centralized command authority. Individual units possessed only local sensors and nearby neighbor communications. No master algorithm directed movements. No central command hierarchy. Yet complex, coordinated behavior emerged. Principles borrowed from biological flocking shaped the algorithmic foundation. Simple local rules governed each unit. Maintain proximity to neighbors, avoid obstacles, move toward designated goals. From these elementary rules, sophisticated collective behavior developed. The swarm negotiated a maze structure. It split into subgroups and rejoined. It adapted when individual units failed. When a drone malfunctioned, the swarm compensated within seconds. Expansion studies via simulation indicated scaling to thousands of units remains feasible. Computational demands on individual units stay relatively constant because each drone manages only proximate neighbors, not the entire population. Real-world applications emerge immediately. Search operations benefit from adaptive swarms. Agricultural monitoring uses swarms resilient to unit failure. But constraints remain. Communication bandwidth stays limited. Indoor GPS positioning fails. Wind creates environmental noise. But conceptual proof exists. Movement from pure theory toward practical deployment is underway. Arizona State University produced a wheeled platform that established a new speed record for canyon rim-to-rim transit. Total elapsed time: 8 hours, 43 minutes, significantly faster than previous benchmarks. Design philosophy emphasizes simplicity over sophistication. 4 pneumatic wheels, lightweight aluminum frame, battery systems sustaining approximately 12 hours of operation. No advanced AI, no machine learning algorithms. Solid mechanical engineering with optimized power delivery. Performance originated from wheel technology. Tire tread patterns were optimized for rocky and sandy terrain, maximizing traction without entrapment. Suspension engineering absorbs impacts while maintaining momentum. The platform maintains constant power output and modulates wheel speed according to ground conditions. The complete unit weighs roughly 40 kilograms and provides battery range exceeding 400 kilometers. For a 20-kilometer crossing with significant elevation variation and terrain diversity, battery efficiency becomes noteworthy. Pre-programmed GPS waypoints guided the Rover rather than autonomous pathfinding. So innovation focused on execution rather than decision-making. Maintenance operations, monitoring tasks, and search procedures across difficult landscapes demand speed and reliability. This platform demonstrates both. So yeah, this week demonstrated robotics across diverse scales, environments, and methodologies. Consistent patterns emerge, adaptability increases, capabilities expand, and practical deployment windows narrow. Research demonstrations and real-world functionality still occupy different categories, but that gap shrinks continuously. Expect significant developments over the next 12 to 24 months. Subscribe and follow for weekly updates on robotics breakthroughs. Catch you in the next one.